Hello, we are back. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. We've got stuff to do today. Main goal, conquer the Cavern of Earth or Earth Cavern or whatever it's called. We're geared up. I think the only thing we're really missing is golden needles to get rid of stone. If you haven't clicked on the video, my name's Ian. We're gonna jump right in. And I'm excited. I've been thinking about this. And I was thinking on my morning run, I just got back. And if you didn't watch the prior video, I explored in here pretty thoroughly yesterday. And then I backed out because I went to gear up and get better weapons and everything. But yeah, we didn't make it to the bottom, so that's today's goal. And we got, you know, about an hour to do it. I got a student in at 11:30, and it's currently 10:15, so that gives us some time. But yeah, I was so I had my farthest run to date since I've been using Fitbit to track it, and I ran 4.25 miles in an hour. Now, if I compare that back to my glory days of high school and college track, probably not great, because I had a 4.24 mile at one point in high school. So yeah, but you know, so while I was running, I was thinking about the storytelling element of this versus, excuse me, bat, versus I'm trying to remember where the stairs were on this floor. Versus, like, novels, right? Because I actually think this game says something interesting about humans. Did Final Fantasy 1 come out in the 80s? Is that when it came out? You know, but anyways. Because I think... Right, there's a story in this game. There's the stairs. But there's also a lack of a story. Holy crap, man. Saving spells for when we really need them. Right, the game goes, nature's all fucked up. The world is in trouble. You guys are the legendary heroes. Go save the world, right? And that's all we needed. In a book, or a movie, or something else, you know, some other format, other media format, we would want to know the character's motivations. Why do they think they're the chosen hero? Why do they want to save the world? Why do they care about saving the world? Because back in the I guess, like, inherently, we assume, or I'm talking for myself, but I assume people are good. And I try to, right, mummies are troublesome. They're not super strong, but they do hit kind of hard. But, you know, I try not to go into encounters with people I don't know and say, this person's a bad person, this person's a good person, right? Like, you know, I don't want to assume things about them, because when I do that, it leads me to an inherent bias about them that I don't really want to have. I want to experience people person by person. But, you know, it's an interesting thought to even, I can't remember if down was to the left or right here, to even, we're in here, yeah. Well, okay, hold on. Let me get some items. You know, like, you would think that if the world, oh no. I'm scared. Okay, we're down to one of them. Got him, okay. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna use the quick save function. If the world were in danger, right? Like if it was going to be destroyed, and you had the choice or the option and the ability to be able to save it, you would do it, hopefully. Right? Like, even if it was dangerous to you, you know, you would think that we as a species have some inherent bias towards, you know, keeping the rest of our species alive. Excuse me, bat. Oh, there's a villain. Yeah, it's just a stinky earth elemental. But right, you would think we would have inherent bias towards that. But I actually think that we have reached a point in human psychology where we believe that maybe humans are not a good idea. Maybe we are actively bad for the rest of the universe. And I think that's really sad that we're able to imagine ourselves in that way, but also weirdly introspective, right? Also, I did not plan to talk about this when I started recording today. I had other things I was going to ramble about. But here we are. There we go, monsters. I was like, just not cockatrices, please. Right, and so, you know, like, 1,000 gills, not bad. You might say, like, why do these people even want to save the world? And I think maybe 30 years ago, was the 80s 30 years ago? No, that was the 90s, because that's when I was born. You know, back then, maybe we had an assumption that we were... Oh. Vampire. All things in this world are destined to end in death. Death? Yeah, death. I thought I said it wrong for some reason. The seal cannot be broken, and so the earth shall rot. You cannot alter destiny. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying. Okay. Attack. Attack. I would like you to start with a cure on Aeneas. So Aeneas can cast haste on you because you're gonna buff us more. Okay, let's get this going. Now, please don't die. I need you to attack, you to attack. Heal up. Haste him. No! Damn it. Okay, at least I didn't just cast it on someone mindlessly. He's dead already? Oh, come on. I lost. He's not gonna get the XP, but we can revive him. It's okay. And it wasn't even that much XP. It was 2,000. That's a decent amount. And that's why we bought this. Do we have high potions? No, but we do have... Never mind. Okay. The Star Ruby. Okay, we've done it. Right, but like, I think maybe 40 years ago, there was like an inherent assumption that humanity cared about itself, that maybe we feel like we've lost now. And so it's like a simpler form of storytelling. But you know, as someone who likes to write, if I were to write a book that had this simple of a story, it might be classified as like a middle grade or a younger novel, because the characters' motivations aren't explored. And I just think it's interesting to assume that they're that different. A stone slab is set in the floor, and evil force seems to emanate from within. Alright, well, we honestly got in here way faster than I expected. So I guess we're gonna go check out the giant now. We've only been recording for 10 minutes, holy crap. Just looking at this message from Ronnie that says Luna smells all. Luna being our cat, if you're unfamiliar. But yeah, you know, I think one of the values, I don't want to place a hierarchical tier of media formats, but I do think that if I were to like put them in order, they kind of go chronologically, right? Because books are incredible. I love them. Literal like magic, you know, this magic of human storytelling, pieces of, I don't know, knowledge that we keep in our pockets and we can pull out anytime and explore a world that never existed. Then you get radio, right? And you can listen to people talking. And then you get TV, right? And you can see people talking. And then, you know, movies and all that. But eventually, you get to video games, which not only allow you to see and, like, read and all that stuff, but it in some, depending on the game, you are asked to make decisions that impact other people. And it puts you in an interactive position with the story that other medias don't necessarily do. You know, you have like choose your own adventure books and stuff, and some of like there's like films that you can watch backwards and forward, and it changes the position that you read them in or you view stuff in and all that. But like video games are really unique in that way, and I think they're going to keep pushing the genre or like forward even more and more in really cool ways, hopefully. But sometimes I think it's a balance, but you need stories where, like, for example, I'm reading a lot of books to some of my younger students, and I'm trying to explain to them without being pushy about religion and all that. Like the difference between evil and good and cosmic evil and cosmic good, right? Like the thought that like possibly there is some intangible force somewhere out there that all evil stems from and all good stems from. You know, and you know, I'm not saying that that's real, but the concept is interesting. And they have sometimes like difficulties conceptualizing that. But cosmic evil and cosmic good, right? I think it's sometimes very helpful to look at a series or a story and just be like, this is the bad guy and I don't like them, right? It makes you feel like, I guess maybe the world is less complicated. I'm trying to remember how I got in here and how I get out of here. Because, you know, like, the world's complicated. And when you talk to real people, I think it's almost, I said almost, there are obviously very bad people, but almost a discourtesy we do to people we disagree with to consider them, you know, maybe not evil, but bad or flawed, when really they're just products of, you know, where they're from and what they have been brought up in and stuff like that. And so, like, right, in fiction, you can get that release of, like, oh, the villain got what was coming to them, that you can't really get with real people a lot of times. Anyways, that's my my morning existential rant. That started out with me thinking about Final Fantasy on my run. But what I was going to talk about, hello Minotaur, when I came in here, wow, we are one-hitting you now, buddy. What I was going to talk about when I sat down. Really? We just killed a vampire and we're being ambushed by damn wolves? I guess you could argue that the wolves are serving the vampire. But what I was thinking about yesterday, that I was like, oh, this would be a nice little thing to ramble about while recording Final Fantasy, is that so one of my students and I, well, two of them, it's a brother and sister, but we have individual sessions. I'm reading the Book Thief with them. Incredible book. And the brother, I think he got really upset, and like, fair, right? It's a Holocaust story and a tragedy. And I was pushing him to understand, why do we read tragedy? And you know, I don't have all the answers, but I was thinking about this myself. All right, let me talk to this golem first before I continue on. But it seemed like it didn't sit well with him, where I was like, you know, life is not all good. It's not all bad. If it was all good or all bad, it would be boring. And you find peace in the interesting moments in between. Okay, hold on. Let me pause. You have Star Ruby? Give me Star Ruby and I let you pass. He's chowing down. Crunch munch, nothing tastier than rubies. There he goes, stomping away. He's a big stepper. What? Did he walk through the wall? Is that what was supposed to have happened there? There's gotta be something down here, right? But yeah, like, life is not all good, not all bad. And you gotta learn to appreciate, like, when you get up in the morning, even if it's a bad day, it's still a good day because you got up in the morning, right? But he's 15. I think he's struggling with that. A great axe. Whereas the sister, who's a little older, has a more rounded comprehension of humans. Also, we have to heal soon. But I was showing her. Okay, hold on. I was showing her, and I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But it's the painting of the guy listening to death or a skeleton, like leaning in and whispering to him and playing the violin. And I am not an expert in art. I like art. I could not tell you what makes art good and what makes art bad. Oh my god, my cat scared me. Hello, Luna. What are we doing down there? You can come up here. You know how to get up in the chair. I know you're a little older and you struggle. Here. Luna. Come here. Look, Luna, you can make it. Luna, come here. Where'd she go? Okay, if you're not gonna jump, I'm gonna pick you up, which you complain about, and we're just gonna have a moment, okay? You're slowing down the gameplay, but this is the attention you asked for. Hold on. Give me a second, Luna. Make her bigger. Oh. Okay. Look, you came in here and started talking to me, buddy. You could just be sitting in my lap, but no. You instead put all of your fur in my mustache. What are we doing? She's still here. She's just refusing to leave. Or sit down. One of the two. Please. Can we hang out? Can you just plop down? Alright. She's hanging out, I guess. But like I said, I just know when I like art, right? Or I'm like, it looks like the thing I think it's supposed to look like. But I was talking to her and I showed her that painting because, right, the narrator of, I don't really know where we're going, but we're gonna find out. There's a lot of these guys. So I'm gonna have you use Dia. The narrator of the Book Thief. You have a couple seconds to pause right now if you don't want spoilers. The book's been out for a while. Is Death, right? It's the Grim Reaper. And I was looking at that picture, and telling her, like, you know, like, when you look at this, like, look at the man's face. Like, pay attention to the things that you know, is he afraid, or is he just listening, or is he having an awakening, right? And stuff like that. And when I don't feel like writing poetry, which, like, it's really hard for me to write both poetry and fiction. I'm usually in the mode of one or the other. Sage's Cave. But the heck? I'm usually in the mode of one or the other, because I think poetry, well, you can write poetry by sitting down and telling yourself to write. For me, it comes, I feel like I have something to say at the time. Where with fiction, I can make something up and then later figure out what the characters want to say in regard to the world and all that, right? Sorry, I just noticed I had a piece of hair stuck in my necklace chain. Alright, let me talk to the sage really quick. Sadda, so you are the ones who defeated the vampire, right? Oh, this is the guy from the castle they were talking about at the beginning, right? He was but a servant. The beast corrupting the earth crystal lurks much deeper within the cavern. Here, take my staff and use it behind the vampire's chamber. The earth rod. Okay, so we have not cleared the cave. We only did step 1. Now, can I use that? I can't equip it. Alright, well, I guess that's what we're doing down here. But one of the things I really like to do is, like, look at a painting and really sit with it, right? Think about it, like, and the way I try to analyze it is, like, where do my eyes go? What draws my attention in this? And then, I go from there. I'm like, what am I looking at? What does it make me think about? And then I like to try and write poems about stuff. So, like, one of my best poems, I think, is a poem after Branch Near the Sign at Gaverny, Monet. And it's a similar kind of poem I wrote. Can you guys stop paralyzing us? And I think I'm gonna do a poem. Oh my god. Listen, guys, I need you guys to chill the fuck out and have some higher resistance. Oh, no. Okay, oh, okay, they eventually get unparalyzed. I thought that it would last forever. Anyways, short-term plan. We're going back to the city. We're gonna see what we can buy, blah, blah, blah. I don't think there's much there, but, gear up, you know, and then head back to the cave. Because right now, it's been a while since we've, healed up and all that. But so I'm in the mood to write something like that. I'm gonna work on that today. But, I found a YouTube channel called Great Art Explained, which kind of breaks down in, like, you know, maybe 20-minute videos. Man, I don't know why the planes are flying so low over our apartment. We're, like, not near the airport. We're in the opposite direction to the airport. I wonder if you can hear the plane in the background. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna start trying to learn about art a little bit, you know, I guess, is what all this rambling is about. Okay, put me in here. Hello. Now, it's 10:30, so we get, or 10:40, so I got time to go exploring. But let me just double check in here, because we probably got a good amount of money, yeah. probably want that. What do you got? Like, why can't you? I guess we need another kind of mage for that. I do want this. And this. Now, there's really no item store here. So we've already geared up as much as possible. I would really like to buy potions and stuff, you know. But I guess we can't. All right, we're gonna give it a push and see how deep we can make it into the Earth Cavern now. So let me save real quick. It's been a second. But I'm excited, you know, to start I guess broadening my understanding of arts, because I think there is something to be said about being the kind of person that can hyperfixate on one thing, which used to be me, for sure. But now I find myself being curious about a lot of stuff, which sometimes I lament as like, I'm like, oh man, if only I wasn't curious about video games. I could spend the 12 hours a week I play video games. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. You know, writing and reading instead. But what the fuck? Hyenodon? Alright, they die like all the rest. You know, I think you can you make do with what you have to some extent. You know, you should strive to have more, as long as you're not, you know, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos style, sitting on a pile of gold like freaking Smog. You know, you have 24 hours in a day, and you do with that what you can. And so sometimes you gotta be like, you know, I have a lot of interests, and I'm gonna allocate time to them, and I'm gonna also try to figure out how they cross over into each other and make me more interesting, and like, what can they provide me with the hobbies and stuff that I have interests in. So like, I'm trying to connect my my hobbies into something unique, or at least like what makes me unique. But it was also funny. It just reminded me, this was a complete pivot from what I was talking about. On my run this morning, I listened to the new episode of This Is Love, which came out today. Great podcast, by the way. And The Guardian has I guess a column where they set people up on blind dates, and they make like those people kind of report on how their date went. And it was very cute listening to people talk about, you know, how they met each other via blind dates and all that. Okay, I think, holy crap, man. Okay. How they all, you know, like how they met each other and everything, and but one of the things, and it was funny because I was listening to this woman talk. There was two women, I think the names were Anna and Talia or something like that. I might be wrong. I'm sorry if you're the people who work for The Guardian and are watching my video inexplicably. But I was like listening to one of them talk, and I was like, she sounds really cool. Like, I would love to be friends with her. And then she was like, I was born in 1992, and I was like, it's the birth year. We have, you know, our birth years have linked us up like astrological signs or something. And not that I believe in either of those things. She was mentioning how sometimes she'll see people's applications for the column and like the responses they give about dates and stuff, and she's like, you know, the problem for you in dating isn't that the other people aren't right for you, it's that you're too picky. Which I think about this sometimes because I think it's a weird idea. That if you always think the grass is greener on the other side, you will never be happy in your moment, right? And come on, why do we keep getting ambushed now? I feel like we got the worst luck. Right, it takes some balance. Holy crap, they hit him for 77? Oh, they put him to sleep. Oh, he's back. It takes some balance to understand that maybe some self-searching. It takes how do I want to phrase this? If you want to see the light of God, your soul has to be strong. And for your soul to be strong, it takes an understanding that maybe for some people Disney fairy tale romance is real, right? But I think it says more about a person if they're like, I love you a lot, but also, right, we are not like destined by the stars to be together. We have chosen to build a life together, and that's a wonderful thing. Right, that's like an understanding of yourself and of the world in a way that shows that you're like well-reasoned. And she was kind of pointing out that like some people are like, you know, they're like, I don't know why I can't get a date. And it's like, well, because you're like the pickiest person to ever live. Right? Like, what? We're ambushed again. They're like, why are you being so picky about, you know, like, yeah, you in our day and age, you could be, if you're in Australia, you could fall in love with somebody in Saskatchewan, Canada, right? Really far away from each other places. But you also need to be involved in the community and the place you live in so that you right, can actually interact with people. Like, it means so much more. I think, like, this is right, I'm recording a video, I'm talking to random people who I don't know. Some of you who may comment, some of you who may not. But, like, you know, like, this is a place where we could start friendships and communities and blah, blah, blah. But also, it's super important to be aware that, like, you know, the people you see in real life are very important, and you should be a part of that. No! Does it wear off? Please drop a gold needle, I'm begging you. I don't think it wears off in this one. Hey, they dropped a gold needle. Oh. What I'm saying is you should be present in your life. Like, people elsewhere are important, but the people in your inner circle and community are also very important, and the people you actually can physically interact with. Alright, what time is it? 10:49. On the road again. I was like, please don't be cockatrices. I can't do this again. We got one needle left, but I don't really want to mess with that. But also, I'm worried about how strong the thing at the base here is gonna be. I guess we'll find out. I don't know how much farther we have to go, because he said much deeper. But is much deeper like a floor, or is it like 30 floors? Okay, watch. I know, like, if I move around every hour for 250 steps, it like extends my lifespan or something. But it's not even noon, and I have moved 9,347 steps. So I need you to chill out on the activeness thing. I'm looking on the map to try and see where. Nope. Well, like where I can go farther in. Oh. Okay. You guys are so scary. I'm like where I can go delve farther, Durin style. You know what's so like? I hate this. Yes, everyone, attack him. Fuck! I'm scared. Please drop more gold needles. God damn it. I don't know what to tell you, man. Those guys suck. It's a big dungeon. And these guys are hitting pretty hard. Okay, maybe we might not make it even to the big bad in here. He tried to run away like a coward. Can you drop a gold needle? Because I don't think we have anything like spell-wise that cures that, right? No. Alright, we're in a bad place. I mean, if we run into like those a pair of like 3 cockatrices, there's a chance they drop the gold needle, and then that saves us. But I don't know what happens when you game over in this game. Does it just teleport you back to the nearest town, or does it like, you know, ruin your life? There's a door. That might be the big bad. Because I'm pretty sure it just won't ever wear off. Like paralysis and stuff do. Okay. Alright, what's going on in here? How's HP looking? Okay. Who speaks to me? I am he who feeds on the power of earth. I will not be disturbed by mortal men. I am the Lich Fiend of earth. I'm just taking a second to appreciate the music. Haste her up. Oh, we grabbed that was only 19 damage. Damn. Okay. I would like you to haste her. Never mind. Okay, he held on. Alright, this is obviously not going well. Wait. No. And I would like you to use Faraga. Okay, that was sick. Attack. Keep healing us up, and you keep dropping Faraga on his ass. Can you still, do we have another slot there? We do, we got a few more. And we got the heal in earlier. Okay, I'm scared. You have a lot of HP. Well, we've got a turn where we can drop some extra damage out on you. Hold. He missed. Did I win? Yo! We did it without the thief. Damn paralyzed man. He's so susceptible to the status effects. And he got the XP, which is even sicker. Don't make me walk out of here, man. Restored the Earth Crystal's light. I was like, oh, okay, they're not gonna make me walk out. I was like, that seems like a nightmare. Okay, well, this seems like a good place to stop. We got a lot done today. I honestly didn't expect to restore a crystal. I didn't really know what I expected, but that's progress. Anyways, thanks for listening to me ramble. Hopefully it was interesting. As always, do the whole like, comment, subscribe thing. And we'll be back next time to see wherever the heck we got to go next.